Welcome back to Section 2. I hope you're starting to familiarize yourself with the importance of observation when it comes to user experience. For any great user experience to exist, it must first start with knowing who your user is, then identifying any issues, and then planning a solution for those issues. Eventually, we'll even get to testing. Sounds easy, right? Well, with practice, it will get easier. We are beginning to understand and identify problems with our user experience through a screen flow of our website observations. In this video, we're going to build on our intervention planning skills. We will make sure we know what the issues and problems are. We will build a new screen flow that potentially fixes some of the issues we observed. And then we'll finish by reviewing the plan and the next section, which is what we are wireframing. So let's get moving on these web design fundamentals. Take a look at our observed screen flow from the website theghostly.com. We identified a few problem areas while observing our user. The user can't see the content on tablet or mobile screens. We can assume that the site is not built on a responsive framework that allows this content and that we discussed in Section 1. And the second thing is we observed our user gets stuck while navigating content. We can assume this is either confusing or unclear. The third thing we observed is that the user never completes the checkout due to the confusing and tedious forms. Based on these issues, let's build a screen flow that attempts to fix these issues. Let's open back up our screen flow from the document that we created in the last section. In your screen flow document, let's create a new artboard. I'm using Illustrator to build these deliverables, but the method or purpose is similar for other design tools and other layout programs, including OmniGraffle, PowerPoint, Keynote, Sketch 3, or any other program. If you are using a different program, ignore Illustrator jargon and make your screen flows follow the same intention. Select the Artboard tool in your toolbar. At the top section, select the new artboard. Done. Awesome. Now let's work through the screen flow that we need to fix our issues. Let's create some layers in the artboard that we'll apply to the screen flow. Add a new layer, label it New Screen Flow. While in that layer, let's build out our steps for our new screen flow. Using the box shape tool, let's add a box for our desktop, which is at 1680 by 1050 pixels. Push once, and the dimension dialog box will appear where you can add your size and relationship. Now let's copy this 8 times and align them. To fix the different screen sizes and make our new screen responsive, let's also include the other sizes. Do the same for 1024 by 768, which is the tablet, and for the phone, which is 420 by 320. Your screen flow should look something like this. Now let's label the new screen flow. Same as before. Let's select the label layer, and using the type tool, let's add some labels for each of the screens. They will be similar to that of what we observed in our other screen flow. Good. Now we have a basic framework for the number of screens we will design for the new section of our plan. To help our users define each screen further, let's add some context about what the user needs to do in each section, as we will be building the content for the user to see. Using the type tool again, let's add a type box below each screen section. Under the first one, label it landing page. Our user will need to be introduced to products and navigation for finding what they're looking for. User will see attractive and clear product offering. Number 2, navigation. When a user selects navigation, they are given more contextual information before making the decision to go on to that section. 3, the product detail. When a user selects to narrow their product view, they should be presented with a new layout that shows them a focused view and more contextual information for their search for a product. Users should be delighted to review and move through multiple products at once. Product detail highlight. Upon selecting, the user should be given a focused view of the product with clear action as to what they can do with their found object. Users should be able to see multiple images of the product and highlight unique selling components for the product. Next would be a shopping cart. When a user wants the product, they should have confidence they have added it to their stored and shared content or their shopping cart. Can the user see how many items and the callback to their desired selection? The next thing would be the shopping cart. User is now in transaction mode and should feel like a quick and easy set of steps with an outcome of what and when they will receive their product. A purchase, details, or shipping. You guys have probably bought a number of things, but we'll choose a checkout and should be helped along by adding their purchase details. Possibly include PayPal or other quick interaction for payment. And then finally, a complete purchase screen. Users should be supported and make them feel good about the product that they just purchased, its cost, its shipping time, and its potential upcoming deals. Add any other emotions or feelings you think the user should feel at each screen, pulling from our previous observations and the lessons of do, say, think, and feel. These empathy markers will help us as we move through the design and the wireframing process and planning. To help the user define each screen further, let's add some context about what the user will need to do in each section, as well as context what the user will see. Using the type tool again, let's add a type below each screen section title. Under landing page, add unique, happy, free. Actually, they could be any adjectives. These are the ones that I'm just choosing. Under the navigation, it should say clear. Under the product detail, it should say happy and bright. Under the product detail highlight, fun and fancy. Under add a shopping cart, it should say unique and clear. Shopping cart, clear and unambiguous. Add purchase details shipping, should say confident. And complete purchase screen should be supported and fun or elated. If you want to change any of those adjectives or the way that people should feel, go right ahead. These are the ones that I have chosen. But let's change the color of these and the title to green for what we should be trying to achieve. This new screen flow might feel a little bit blank at the moment. However, we will be starting to fill it in with our designs and with what we will be building in the next section. However, this new screen flow is starting to help us do some essential intervention planning and interaction planning. It becomes an outline for our screens. It starts to help us define some high-level content. Plus, it allows us to think about what our user is feeling throughout the experience, which will help us keep our users out in front, which is why UX matters. We can review and revise these screens along the process, but it starts to become a path forward and builds on our prior learnings from the empathy maps and observations. Now we can begin with the fun stuff, which is the tactical design and wireframing of each section. We are starting to gain an understanding of how to use the fundamentals of UX as a way to start thinking through a user experience. Through observation, we can experience our users' process and potential pitfalls and problems. Through mapping their experience in a ScreenFlow, we, as UX designers, can have an eagle-eye view into their system and their potential problems. This is a top-level view that allows us to identify and then plan for alternative ways around the issues that we observed. And it helps us build consensus around where and how we can move forward. The UX skill of empathy and observation will infuse our planning and considerations as we move forward into the website process. Now that we have defined our new plan, let's go and start ideating, wireframing, and building our new web experience. Up next in section 3 of this course, enhancing site navigation and laying out a website. See you there.